Welcome to time management training. If you've not seen one of my videos before, my name is Jerry Lina Rocho, and I'm a senior sales director with Mary Kay, and I've been with the company about 20 years. So I am going to teach you all about time management today. If you can control your time, you can control your future. And it is so important to not let distractions get in the way of you reaching your goals, which then turn into your dreams. So I'm going to talk about time management right now. And there are two tools that we use in the Mary Kay world in our pink bubble that will help you manage your time. And you will hear about them for as long as you're in Mary Kay. You will always hear, if you go to a training that is about time management, these are the two tools they're going to talk about. One is the 6 most important things to do list. And the second is your weekly plan sheet. And so the first thing we're going to talk about is the 6 most important things to do list. And I do all of my training from Mary Kay. I love to follow Mary Kay. My unit is called the Legacy Leaders because I want to make sure that we continue running the company in a way that Mary Kay would be proud and follow her lead. And so in this book, in her autobiography on chapter 10, it says the $35,000 list. The 6 most important things to do list is that $35,000 list. If Mary Kay felt it was important enough to put in her autobiography, I do feel it's important enough for us to employ it in our daily activities, weekly activities. So what do you do with the 6 most important things to do list? First of all, what you want to do is you want to think about what is your immediate goal? What is your goal for the day? Is it to get a booking? Is it to call a few customers? Is it to build your customer base? Is it to recruit a new team member? What is your goal for the day? That's what you want to write first. What is your immediate goal? And then you want to write down everything that has to get done that day. So your splatter list. Okay. What does that mean? That means everything in your life. As women, would you agree that we wear multiple hats? So sometimes some of us are wives, some of us are mothers, some of us are daughters. Our parents are still around, we might need to take care of. Some of us are siblings, and hope that we're all friends with somebody. And then we might have a job outside the home. We might volunteer at school. We might support church groups and events and things like that. So we all wear multiple hats. And so there's always, I don't know about you, but instead of 6 things to do, I always have 44 things to do, a million things to do, right? But Mary Kay was very wise. And she learned about the 6 most important things to do list, the $35,000 list, from somebody else who was an efficiency expert for Bethlehem Steel. Okay. And you can read about that in the chapter in this book. But she realized that you really only have enough time in the day to get 6 things done. So pick your 6 most important things that absolutely must get done today. So on your 6 most important things to do list, it will probably, if you're working your business part-time, it will probably be other life things that need to get done. And then you'll have one Mary Kay thing. If you will do one Mary Kay thing every single day, you will have consistency in your business. If you are working your business to become full-time, then you want more like 2 or 3 of those most important things to do to be Mary Kay. And if you work your Mary Kay business full-time, for me, 5 or 6 out of the 6 most important things to do in the day are Mary Kay, because this is my full-time job and pays my bills. So you want to think about that. Like, what are the most important things that obviously you need to feed your children? Right? But do you have to cook the food, or can you have somebody else cook the food? So I want you to think about all your splatter list, put everything down. And then is there anything that needs to be delegated? Mary Kay Ash always used to say, everybody loves when the floors are mopped and everything's dusted, but does it have to be you? Does it matter who mops the floors? Who dusts the furniture? Who makes the dinner? Does that matter? Or can you delegate that to somebody else? Are your children old enough that they can move the laundry from the washer to the dryer? Are they old enough that they can run the vacuum for you and you don't have to do it while you are packing for a skincare class? Or are they old enough and mature enough that they can pack for your skincare class while you're making customer phone calls? Is there help within your house that you can have? Now, personally, it's just my husband and I. There's nobody else in our house. So does my husband help me with things? Absolutely. There are many things that he can help me with. However, he works an hour away from our home, so he's not often home. So my 6 most important things to do list, I may not have somebody that I can delegate to, but then I decide how urgent is the task Does it have to be done right now, or can it be done later or tomorrow? So for example, if I have dirty dishes in my sink, I don't have to wash my dishes right now. I can make my customer phone calls. I can make my booking phone calls or texts. I can do that interview for a unit member because nobody can see the dishes in my sink. However, if I'm holding an appointment in my home, if I'm giving a woman a facial or having a skincare class in my home, those dirty dishes become more urgent because I can't have those dishes in my sink if I'm having guests over. So it becomes more of an urgent task and needs to get done. So I want you to think about that. And I want you to take a few minutes to do your splatter list. I want you to think about what is your most immediate goal, and then write down everything that has to get done today. Because I really want you got to practice it. Once you put this into practice, it becomes a habit, but it does take time and discipline to make this work. Okay. So you can go ahead and pause this video, and I want you to take time to write down everything that needs to be done. And do you have to do it? Can you delegate it? Is there somebody in your house that you can delegate to? Or can it wait until, we always say 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. is people time that you could be calling customers, team members, things like that. Anything before 9 a.m. and after 9 p.m., then you can do your dishes, your laundry, and that sort of thing. So when I was in DIQ becoming a sales director, my director told me, because my husband was upset that the house wasn't clean and stuff like that. She said, in the morning, throw a little laundry in the wash machine, do a little dusting, then get to work. And then at night, that wash will be done, move it to the dryer, and then finish whatever other housework you had to get done. But after my appointments, after my phone calls, and that sort of thing. So go ahead and pause the video and think about everything that you need to get done. Okay, now welcome back. I hope that you were able to dump. We call it a brain dump, where you put everything down on a piece of paper and you delegate what you need to do. And so the next thing I want you to do is you evaluate the list. So now you should be able to narrow it down to 6 things that you have to do today. What are the 6 things that need to be done? And those are the 6 things that you need to focus on. And Mary Kay always said that you want to put the one you least want to do, or the most difficult task first, because once you get that done, the rest of the list is easy. So focus on getting that first most difficult thing, or the one you really don't want to do. Like for me, it's booking calls. I know I've been in Mary Kay 20 years, but I still don't like making booking calls. Nobody likes to be rejected, I still don't like to do it. So I put those first. So I make my booking calls between 9 and 10 a.m. to get them out of the way, and I can enjoy the rest of the day. And you know what typically happens? Between 9 and 10 a.m., nobody's answering their phone or their text messages because they're at work. So on their lunch break, they end up responding to me. And then I end up getting bookings throughout the day. And it's because I put the work in first. So just a little tip for you. Okay. So when should you make your 6 most important things to do list? That's up to you. I personally like to make my 6 most important things to do list when I'm leaving my office, whether that's after a conference call at 9 o'clock at night, or if I'm leaving my office at 5 o'clock, I will make my most important things to do list while it's still fresh in my brain of what I have to get done the next day. If you are a morning person and you think better in the morning, and you want to wake up and think about your day and figure out what you need to do, then you do it in the morning. But I will tell you, if you have a lot that you need to get done and you make your to-do list before you go to bed, your subconscious will go to work trying to resolve everything that needs to get done. Have you ever gone to bed thinking, how in the world am I going to get everything done that's on my list? And when you wake up in the morning, you're like refreshed and you're like, I have a plan. If I do this, then this will get done. And then if I do this, then this will get done. And this is on the way to this, and I can drop that off. And all of a sudden you have a plan. It's because your subconscious went to work while you were sleeping to provide you with a solution of how you can get everything done. So I like to do my 6 most important things to do list before I go to bed. Okay. If you don't get everything done on that list, life happens. I know children get sick, dogs get sick, whatever. If you don't get everything done on the list, then you simply rewrite the list for the next day, putting the things that didn't get done today first on the list for the next day, and then add whatever you need to do the next day. Okay. So that's one tool, the 6 most important things to do list. The next tool you're going to learn about is, our weekly plan sheet. Now, the company offers a weekly plan sheet on your InTouch website, and it's great, but it's in blocks of an hour. And I felt like every time I wrote something in the block, I felt like I had no time left because it filled up a full hour. But sometimes you have tasks that only last 30 minutes or 15 minutes, and you want to write it in the box. But it takes up the whole hour when you write it in there. So you look like you have limited time. And so top sales director, $1 million sales director, Vicky Piccarelli, had created a new weekly plan sheet that is in 30-minute increments. And so I'm just going to share my screen with you right now and show you. This is our unit website. It's jarocho.unitwise.com. And this is our homepage. And if you go to this homepage over here on the right-hand side, you will see new consultants training documents. If you click on this link, you will see a few tools that you might want to use. One is the six most important things to do list. So I have one right here that will give you the line with your immediate goal, your splatter list, and then narrowing it down to your 6 most important things to do. This is the weekly plan sheet that the company offers. And then this is the weekly plan sheet that is in 30-minute increments. And so you can see right here on my screen, it's 30-minute. Let me see if I can make this bigger. 30-minute increments. Okay. So at the top, it says, consider these areas when you're planning. What should you be considering? Your time, your faith, because remember, we're God, family, career, right? So what is your time? Your time. A lot of moms struggle with this because you're constantly doing for everybody else. Okay. But you will be a better mother when your head is on right and you've taken time for yourself. I know a lot of moms feel selfish and guilty when they do that, but you are so much stronger, so much more put together and less scatterbrained if you will take time for yourself before you start pouring into everybody else. So what does my time look like? My time could be exercising, could be taking a walk out in nature, could be reading your Bible, could be doing a devotional, could be meditating, whatever it is that you need to do for you. It could just be reading a good book, taking time for yourself, taking a bubble bath, whatever it is that re-energizes, rejuvenates your soul. That's what you want to do with my time. Obviously, your faith would be a devotional, Bible readings, Bible study, church, if you do any of those things. Okay. Now, if you do have another JOB, and yes, in Mary Kay, we call it a JOB, we call it the journey of the broke, because you typically only make enough money to cover your bills, where when you work for yourself, you decide how hard you work, how much money you're going to make, and you tend to have a little bit left over. So you want to put your JOB in there because that's important. You got to put that in there. It's paying your bills right now. Until your Mary Kay business is large enough, you got to work your other jobs. So you got to put this in here. Then you put any family commitments that you have, any ball games you need to go to, any dance recitals, gymnastics, tournaments, anything like that. You put your family birthday parties, you put all that in next. Now you look at your schedule. Oh, and one more important thing that's not in the 1 through 6, which it should be, is if you do have a significant other, you need to put a date night or a date day or a date breakfast, however it fits in your schedule with your significant other. You want to make sure that you put a date night in there for your significant other. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But once you have all those things on, then your date night or date breakfast or whatever, date lunch, if that's all you have time to do, that's what you do. And now we look at your schedule and we say, where can we fit a couple Mary Kay parties in? Where can we fit a couple phone calls, customer service phone calls? That's an income producing activity. IPA number 6 stands for income producing activity. What is going to produce you money in your Mary Kay business? Producing money in your Mary Kay business are your phone calls, your phone time, you're calling customers, you are booking customers, you're sharing the opportunity, you're having a sales appointment, whether that's a party or a facial or a FaceTime facial, or a Facebook Live event, whatever that looks like to you. There's so many options to work our businesses these days, but you look at your schedule and figure out, where is that going to fit? Where am I going to put some Mary Kay parties in? Now, we do encourage you, depending on how many parties you want to book, we do encourage you to hold 3 parties a week, 3 sales appointments a week. If you can hold 3 sales appointments a week, you will be seeing enough faces to grow your team and move up the career path in Mary Kay and sell enough product to be a star consultant every quarter. Okay. If you don't have time in your schedule to do 3 parties a week, then if you want to, let me back up. If you want to hold 3 parties a week, we encourage you to book 5. Book 5 to hold 3, because you will have things cancel, reschedule, that sort of thing. If you just want to hold 1 party a week, I would still book 3 to 4 to make sure one holds. Okay. I would still do it. And if you only have a certain time slot that you can work, double book that time slot, because I guarantee you things will reschedule and cancel. And if you only have that one time slot to work your Mary Kay business and you reserve it for a hostess, and then her child gets sick or she gets called into work and she can't hold that party, you're like, oh, this is my only 2 hours I have to work a Mary Kay party. And now I have no one to fill it because she canceled. So always double book if you can, if you only have a specific time slot. For me personally, I'll book 5 in a week to hold my three to 4 appointments, and I'll book them on different days and times. And if something cancels, it's fine. I'm not overlapping it, but I have enough parties to get to my goal. So it's up to you to work your schedule the way you want it to work. Okay. So I'm going to have you, if you don't have this paper, you can certainly print it out. Go to our website, jarocho.unitwise.com, print it out. And I want you to go ahead and fill in your schedule. I want you to fill in what your schedule is this week, just to get some practice. And then once you fill it in, we encourage you to highlight. Mary Kay women love highlighters. We want to be able to look at our schedule and see what do we have going on? What do we need? Okay. So I'm going to take 2 highlighter colors and tell you what they stand for. And then you pick whatever other colors you want for other things. But number 1 is green. Green stands for money. Green is when you're making money. Okay. So you want to see a lot of green in your schedule that you're making money, whether that's at your JOB or a Mary Kay party or a Mary Kay interview or a Facebook Live party. Okay. Those are all green. You're making money. And then I'm going to take the color pink, the second color. So green and pink. Pink is when you're working your Mary Kay business, but you're not necessarily making money at that moment. So like right now you're watching this training video, you're not making money at this moment. You are working your business to become a better beauty consultant, but you're not making money. So that would be pink time. Okay. So pink time would be training. It would be like we attend a weekly sales meeting every week. Our meeting is on Tuesday nights. And when you come to your meeting alone, it's pink time because you're getting your training, you're getting your recognition, you're getting plugged into what's going on in the company or in your unit or locally, whatever events are going on. But if you bring a guest that is interested in the opportunity, who wants to come and see what it's like to be a Mary Kay beauty consultant, now that pink time has turned into green time because you're sharing the opportunity with somebody and she may just join your team. Do you understand that? So if you have any questions at all during this training, feel free to text me, call me, email me. Okay. You should have my contact information. I'm your sales director. And if I'm not, find out where you can get it and you can contact me. Okay, so I just want to show you an example of a completed weekly plan sheet. So you can see here, I have lots of green time. And then for me, I have yellow time, and the yellow time is my time. So my yellow time is like sunshine for me. It's my time. So I played volleyball in a league downtown. It's my workout time. I have cleaned the house. Okay. So look at that. I'm cleaning the house at 7:30 in the morning, but that was the only time I had to get it done, clean the house, work out. And then I have pink time. What's my pink time? My pink time was preparing for my party I had that afternoon. Okay. So pink time is getting my bags together, getting my face cases together, getting all of that together. So that's my pink time. My pink time is my director call. And then my blue time is happy time for me. You notice my office is painted blue. I love the color blue. I just think it's like the blue sky. It's so refreshing and it's like nature. So blue to me is happy time. So the blue Friday night is date night with my husband. So I'm making dinner. We're hanging out for that. We had an engagement party this Saturday, and then we just relaxed on a Sunday. Now I did work that Sunday morning or afternoon, really 12 to 2:30. I had a vendor event I had to do, but then I relaxed the rest of the day with my husband. So why is it important to put your husband on your schedule in a way that he can see it instantly? Because remember we mentioned earlier that as women, we wear a million hats. Okay. We have so much going on in our lives. And now we've just told our husband that we're going to start a business on the side as well. And so his main concern is number 1, that you don't get hurt. Number 2, that you don't make a financial mistake. And number 3, when are you going to have time for him? They like their alone time. Don't get me wrong. Husbands love their alone time. Significant others love their alone time. But they want to have time with you. And if they see you already so busy, they're going to be like, where are you going to fit this Mary Kay thing in? So if you put him on your schedule and show him, look, babe, I have date night all boxed out right here. It's just for us. He feels important. He sees that Mary Kay is not going to infringe on his time with you. Okay. Infringe on his time with you. And he's going to be more supportive of your Mary Kay rather than resentful of your Mary Kay. So we want to make sure that he supports your Mary Kay business as well as your children. So sit down with your children. Are you going to be able to go to every practice? Are you going to be able to go to every game? That's your decision. That's what you want to choose. But I've also heard top sales directors sit down with their children and say, which events are really important to you that I need to be there for the event? And the kids tell them, you don't need to be at practice. That's my time, with my friends, but I definitely want you at the game on Thursday, Wednesday, whatever the day is. Then you put it in your schedule. So your whole family knows where you are and what you're doing. And nobody has to guess where mom is. Okay. Everyone feels important and they know that you are working hard to provide a better future for your family. And so I recommend that you make a copy of this, whether you do this on your phone, whether you do it in your date book that you get from Mary Kay, or you do it on a piece of paper just like this. Make a copy of this piece of paper, put it on your fridge where your whole family can see where it is. The worst thing for a consultant is when somebody calls looking for you and your husband goes, I don't know where she is. She's out at Mary Kay. I have no idea what time she'll be home. You want him to be able to go look at your schedule and say, oh, it's Tuesday night. She's at her meeting. She should be home by 8:30. You want them to know where you are. Okay. So I want you to take time to fill out this piece of paper or in your day book, however you want to do it, but take time to really fill it in. And what I want to explain to you, look at, I have blank spots in here. I have blank boxes. Okay. When I first started, I'm a detail oriented person. I thought every single box had to be filled in with something. Otherwise, I was lazy and I wasn't doing something. But here's what I realized. Life happens in between these boxes. So as I said, your dog might get sick, your child might get sick, your husband might forget his laptop and you have to run it over to another town to give it to him while he's at work. Stuff happens. And so you want to make sure that you have space in your schedule. Some people show up late to their appointments. So I try really hard not to book things back to back to back. I make sure I leave about 45 minutes to an hour between each appointment so that if somebody arrives late, you can still give them a relaxing, fun pampering session without rushing them. So these are just tips that I've learned while using this sheet. It's so helpful. Again, if you can control your time, you control your future. And so one last thing I want to tell you is if you are new to this kind of concept of managing your time, it may take a little time to get it to start following the plan. This is a weekly plan sheet. Okay. So what do I mean by that? The first week you make a weekly plan sheet, you might have this plan and this is what actually happens in your life. Okay. And then the next week you're like, okay, well, my timing wasn't quite right on that, or I had the wrong day or whatever. And then you make a new plan and you get a little bit closer. And then you make a new plan and you get a little bit closer. But I'm going to tell you, 99.9% of the time, the plan you make is never going to be exactly what happens in your life. And don't be upset about that. It's just how we live life, right? We got to go with the flow. Flexibility is one of the best skills that you can learn in your Mary Kay business, because you got to learn how to roll with the punches. And because we are we encourage people to come to appointments on time. We let them know that we're going to start at this time sharp. You'll miss your hand and lip treatment. If you don't get here by this time, don't miss it. And they still roll in 15 minutes late. It is what it is. We're working with people, right? Plans and numbers are easy. People make it messy. So we just got to kind of go with the flow. But I promise you, the more you practice this and the more you work on this, using this tool, the more in control of your life you will feel, and you won't feel so overwhelmed by everything. Okay. You decide when you want to do this. Some of my friends do it Sunday night for the week. They look at what their week is. I don't particularly like to work on it. Sunday is like my one day I have all day off. So I don't want to go into my office on Sunday night. So I actually do my weekly plan sheet the Friday afternoon for the following week, so that when I'm booking, I know when I have appointments available, what's open to me. So you decide when you want to do that, but just start using it. If a consultant calls me and says, I'm so overwhelmed, my life is out of control, I can't get everything done, I'm so busy, I say, when's the last time you did a weekly plan sheet? Oh yeah, right? So if you call me and your life's out of control, I'm going to guess that you haven't used your weekly plan sheet or your 6 most important things to do list. And when you get really good, you start putting your 6 most important things to do list on your weekly plan sheet. You put it right on here. So if you know what your 6 most important things to do are on a Monday, you actually schedule in when you're going to get it done. So if you have that booking time scheduled in, then you have your errands that you need to run, and then you have a delivery that you need to make, and you pencil in when you're actually going to do those. that's when you are headed to the top of this business. I'm still working on it, but I have done it. And when I do it, my life is totally in control. So I hope this training helps you. And so my homework for you is to start using your weekly plan sheet week in and week out. I want you to print this off from our website, highlight it, get it ready, start sharing it with your family. And I want you to start using the 6 most important things to do list every single day. That's your homework. And I hope that it helps you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to text me or call me or email me or ask me at meeting if you're attending meeting.